Fifth and Climbing Podcast is a sports business conversation on deals, data, and design.
If we're departing from winners, not so much a winner.
Bringing up Tottenham.
Yeah, all right. I mean, we want... If we're talking about on the pitch, that's a whole different story than wins and losses in terms of kit design.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Facing Tottenham, we're going to have to watch this. And let's just call out, this is the MLS All-Star kit that was released a few weeks ago that we'll see in action this week. We get the sash. We get the color differentiation between the collar and the three stripes. We get the 20th anniversary patch on the at the very bottom of the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I love this look. What do you think?
Yeah. You love this look?
I'm being sarcastic.
Okay, I was going to say. Thought there was a hint of sarcasm there. But
there
are
elements
aspects of it. Yeah, there are aspects
Exactly.
of it that are nice. The star being on the upper right-hand shoulder, and then going down, the sash connecting to the maple leaf,
Right.
representing obviously USA and Canada, is a nice touch. And
The color fade is actually pretty awesome, and I
Yeah.
just noticed this, that the blue represents the U.S. with the star.
Yeah,
and
the star is
red
actually fading, and then it's the maple leaf.
Yeah, the
design
red is
the whole
surrounding
way.
the maple leaf for
Yeah.
Canada. I respect that.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. I do like I'm fine with it being the white with the red and blue accents on the collar and the stripes, and kind of representing the MLS crest. But it gets kind of busy with a lot of different things going on. Like I said, the 20th anniversary patch, I just also can't get over the sash. I don't really know why it's such a big thing in soccer, in kit design really, but...
Right, but this is a very particular sash design here.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's really not that much else to the kit, so what either sells you on it or turns you off as far as this kit goes is the way the sash is designed, which is... taking the outline of the star and basically repeating it all the way down in a way that fades into the maple leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, actually, much respect for figuring out how to make that look right and work, but it's something that I'm trying to figure out, what it calls back to. I mean, it almost feels like a stencil pattern or like a front of a notebook pattern from elementary school or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to put my finger on exactly what... I know what you're talking about, too. I'm trying to think what that design is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I almost just talked myself into liking this jersey in a weird way. Because, I feel like we just called out more elements of it that are good than that are poor. It just happens to be that one that's not good is the most visible and obvious of all of the elements. So I think that might be... Because I think overall what they tried to do was in the right direction. They just... Maybe the actual execution at the end of the...
Well, this is the subjectivity of design interpretation, too, where, neither of us are a big fan of the sash, but if we didn't have that sort of inherent barrier, then... And other than feeling like they took a star and just stenciled around it in 20 different places or 30 or whatever, we could get behind this look, and we definitely will unify behind it and against our boy Steven Yeun when the All-Star game is played.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I guess the thing about it is I don't... Like we said, I like all the elements, but I don't know how else they would have captured that without the sash. I don't know how they incorporate the star and the maple leaf in a...
I mean, you play with stars when you have a champion and you work those around a crest, and a maple leaf, you could put a star on a shoulder and a maple leaf on the other.
Yeah.
You could have... That
was my first thought, too.
Yeah, you could have just stars lining a certain area of the chest and play and work them.
Sides.
Yeah, just work smaller versions of those that are actually colored in.
Don't make them so prominent.
Right, and I think that the circularity of the AT&T logo gives you a lot of flexibility as far as where you put things across the chest.
Yeah.
And so you have some options like that, but I'm a little surprised. I think you're right. I think we're sort of talking ourselves into this look.
I at least don't dislike it as much as I did at the beginning of this segment. I came into it ready like, this is a terrible jersey. Here's why, and I just talked myself into thinking it's decent. I think they did a pretty good job.
Let's ponder who's going to be slipping into this kit next week, and maybe we'll talk ourselves into it even further. I mean, you had a couple of high fives, I guess. Probably not for Garber. Maybe not for the fans.
Yeah.
You also had a couple of gripes.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have the same issue with Garber's selections as a lot of other people do. I get why they are kind of upset about it. Obviously, neither of them, when he made the picks of Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard being his two commissioners' picks for the All-Star team, neither of them had stepped on an MLS field before. So kind of hard to put them on the All-Star team when they've never even played against these guys. So I did get the outrage from some of the players and some of the fans even. But the fans can't really speak here because they kind of blew the fan 11 this year.
They wanted Graham Zusi to start the game.
Yeah, and that would be my biggest issue with the entire team is Graham Zusi, who is he's a good player. He's had a down year though. He hasn't really recovered his form from a year or two ago. I think he has 1 goal and 4 assists on the season. Not exactly all-star caliber numbers. We were rattling off players earlier that have much better resumes so far, like Lloyd Sam.
Shout out to BWP
and those guys. But the one who, the most glaring omission to me was Ethan Finley, which a lot of people might not have heard of, especially prior to this year. He plays for the Columbus Crew. He's kind of a winger. He has 6 goals and 11 assists. He leads the league in assists at this point.
Wow.
Mostly in thanks to Kai Kamara, who's the new forward they picked up this year, who is the league leader in goals. It's 13. So beyond that, the fans missing Kai Kamara, Robbie Keane, and arguably league MVP at this point, Giovinco.
Yes.
I don't know how they get left off of the fan 11. Like, those are probably they're putting together the 3 most impressive statistical seasons this year.
Right.
And Giovinco's carrying that team through the absence of Michael Bradley and Josie Altidore.
The atomic ant should not be left off of any list this year.
And I just don't, he's had so much publicity surrounding his move, I don't get how fans could at least not be aware of him and vote him into the 11.
To be fair, when this news first came out, you were on the side of telling fans who were upset about this to calm down. He's going to be on the team.
Yeah. Because the coach is going to pick him. He's not going to leave him off the team.
They understand.
Yeah. But the fans who voted, who didn't vote for him, I just can't. I don't see their thought process.
You can't have, like you said, the potential MVP of the league not start the All-Star game.
Yeah. And I know it's a popularity contest generally, so that's why a lot of these
that's the argument that you brought up.
Yeah.
But that works if you're sort of teetering on the edge and you might be a bench player in the All-Star game or you might be a starter. But this is probably the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And he's got to settle for a bench role.
It's an egregious omission, honestly.
It is.
It's absurd.
If folks had seen the comic book cartoon that Toronto FC has put together for the Atomic Ant, have you seen this?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh my goodness.
They also have they're giving away a shirt. Either they just did or they're going to. That's the Atomic Ant logo, the atomic symbol with an ant in the middle. It's I would love to get my hands on one of those.
He's literally a f***ing superhero.
He is. It's absurd.
And he can't get voted into a starting slot in the All-Star game.
No room for him.
How do you think he looks in this kit? Same as everybody else.
Yeah. Pretty much at this point.
I bet he'd be upset that there's no green in this. We got the U.S. represented.
We're not trying to rep Italy right now. This is just the teams that are in the leagues. I don't care.
We're done with that. We're moving on.
Time to move on.
But as far as the range, as far as fifth and climbing, we can be found across several platforms. This episode will be up on SoundCloud and iTunes. Please subscribe, follow. You can find additional content in our show notes on the website, on YouTube, and until then.